How did I get into this mess? That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. But I'm just a civil defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title.
Hey guys, we're back banning more Phoenix Wright. This should be, I don't want to say this is the last part, but we're at the final trial.
As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent.
Dun dun dun!
Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? I love just the reveal and then instantly a big ass glass of brandy. If you please, Mr. Lawyer, remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict too.
Now listen up. You better get Engard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime guy back and not guilty, I'll never forgive you ever.
Maya. Phoenix. Mia. Maya. How's Maya?
I don't know.
You don't know?
She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday.
Mia, what am I supposed to do?
Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles.
But
you can't give up. There's still some hope left.
Stop it, please.
There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere.
That cursed Engard again.
Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, Belle.
Gumshoe, I'm really sorry. Where are you?
They let me join the investigation team after we're chasing after the killer, Belle.
Then you have some sort of lead.
Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. And we're not gonna give up.
Gumshoe.
Till the trial's over, till the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. We can get Maya out, and you can get Engard the guilty verdict he deserves, Belle.
That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first.
You got that? We have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Belle.
I have to make the trial last longer.
Go up, Mr. Edgeworth, with everything you got, then you two can draw it out. Oh,
now I get it.
I believe in you, Belle. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you.
Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe.
Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance.
Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it.
Okay, so none of this, I had said multiple times, because I was like, okay, because we've always gone under the assumption every time that it was like, every time Phoenix would end up, like, representing someone who actually was innocent. And I'm like, where does the connection to Morgan come back? Is it not this one? Is it like a future one that it comes back in? I assumed, like, I feel like there are other, like, defense attorneys that would have probably been, I don't want to say better than us, but I guess considering that we did ruin both Von Karma and Edgeworth's, like, perfect streaks, I guess, like, we are kind of, like, the big up-and-comers. And, like, for the sake of the game, it makes sense, like, why we're the defense attorney. But it's, like, I'm trying to figure out, again, like, is everything, like, the whole Morgan Faye setup in, Reunion and Turnabout, was that a setup for a different game? Because I assumed it would be setting up for this one. I don't know. I'm very curious. Maybe that's all just, like, me thinking everything has to connect. Because this kind of felt like stuff connected in the first one, so it's not... things are feeling too loose. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Engard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what Miss Adrian's role was in the murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing the nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. He's gonna bring it up. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, is, so to speak, is Matt Engard. What a surprising turn of events! I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least, until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor and underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's I guess I'm a sort of lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming, like, we are supposed to press everything to kind of buy time. Is that what we're supposed to do? Oh. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room? Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of the room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests would be that night, so I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Engard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're going to have to charge in head first, right?
Okay. So really, we're not gonna have to worry about, like, presenting evidence. Like, because everything this I'm so curious about. It's not... Because, like, everything we have, like, none of it we're gonna have to, like, worry about because we're not trying to defend him. After the board show, he was standing in front, was talking with someone. At first I thought it was the bellboy. I'm gonna press these because from what we saw, it very much looked like Shelly.
At first? What do you mean by that?
Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray.
Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one.
Let's press this one.
You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird.
I think it was because Matt, well, gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think.
Are we seriously? Okay, so went back to my seat after seeing Matt in the halls.
Do you remember this incident?
Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night?
I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyperstate. I ended up focusing on her.
I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long.
Are you sure that was Matt Engard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defense doing standing in front of his own room? Okay.
Did we press? I don't think this is the thing we've pressed. Wait, I pressed that already. Shit. Okay, so I had goofed. And I accidentally done messed something up. So I think we should be okay. If not, we might have to rewatch a couple things. Oh, shoot. Go here.
At first, what do you mean by that? I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Why did I think that? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated. You know what? I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Yeah, that's it. You really knew your job.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please submit your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right?
Yeah, that's what I skipped. Matt gave him a tip.
So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about.
I feel like the face. We're gonna go with the face. Here's the thing. The guy could just have like a weird looking face. Like we know it's Shelly. But let's go with the tip.
The defendant is a huge star. He could afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much you would say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?
Well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A fat roll of cash? That'd hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us.
Is this, like, now, are we still pressing objections? Or are we just like, hey, let him... Okay. I guess if we raise an objection, we can kill time.
Objection! The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him.
Now, typically, usually they're shit. You either have this big celebrities who are like really nice and wholesome, or the ones that are just absolute piss. There is no in between. Like, you're either really nice, or you are just a fucking asshole. And like, we have proof. I mean, obviously we know Matt's a fucking piece of shit, but like, you know.
Objection! Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I be around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. So, supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor.
Payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgewood. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelly the Killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelly the Killer?
He is the person the police's special investigations team has been searching for ages. Chasing, really. I promise I can talk. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelly the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did kind of seem out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much, that is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly the killer, then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if the bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. Okay. In the hallway, and came out of the room. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? Bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... Okay, my thing is like... Oh, okay, we do need to pull a fast one. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. There really is. There really isn't. If you're truly done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth, are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? Because he is suspicious, bitch face. Did I really just call Phoenix Wright bitch face? Yes, I did. It's fine. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for the bellboy to come out of the guest room empty-handed. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. It's gonna have to describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know. Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what we're supposed to push. Okay. So what we need to do, where did that photo go? This one. Mr. Powers, yes. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So? A baseball has stitches? Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Never trust a baseball. Well, there's also Heavy about him being empty-handed. I would like to ask the court to please take a look at the here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on the top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that there's a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? Bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry. Ugh, boy, does this make the bellboy look real suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. The bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So, a football is made of leather. Hey, he's saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather. I love all of this. I love all these little shenanigans. It does bring brevity to a very dark case. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh, yes, please tell us more. Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kind of saw that by accident. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. Huh. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. The bellboy went, knocked on the door, gave something to the person inside the room. Oh, guy. Let's push second and third. I said hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us more details. Oh, okay. Should probably ask him only one question at a time. Ask about the something, because probably the person inside's like, Matt or Adrian. He gave something to this person. Yeah, what was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, would I? This implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please, try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely, what the bellboy did next. Oh, after he gave the person inside the room the thing. The old guy left without even going into the rooms. Let's push that again. Where did the bellboy go after he left Mr. Angard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, who knows after that, right? I do. Okay. Trying to think what we can present. That it could have been. Huh. Okay. Oh. I pressed the wrong thing.
Hold it!
It's fine. We're gonna skip this. So we asked about the person inside instead of the something.
So who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, hey, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm.
Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received this item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is whatever was removed from the crime scene. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was that the bellboy handed off.
Let's see. I think it was, no.
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I'm sure I could think, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue.
This is the only thing we have.
Objection!
Oh! What is the point of this? Of that practice? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up!
What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw. Is it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something.
Oh, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this in Matt Engard's mansion.
At the defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Corrida in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then, the bear being found at Mr. Engard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor, Mr. Matt Engard is the killer's client.
Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound.
Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. What questionable point would you like to explore further? Okay, part of me wants to bring, like, the bear, because it's like, what is the point of him giving the bear? Actually, I was wrong. The person who received the bear.
There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. And I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of.
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm. I swear it. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! Order! It looks like you dug your own grave. Yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Engard is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now, Mia? Help!
You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry.
Hold it!
Your Honor.
Again, Mr. Wright, we've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that, alright. Let's go with the bear. I'm curious about the bear.
I think it's fairly obvious that this bear itself is very questionable.
The bear? Mr. Wright.
This was found in Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh.
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to his mansion.
Why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright.
There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew, disaster averted. You haven't gotten the best part of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe that butler all this time was to kill her. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard's mansion as its butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to Engard mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all?
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do?